Hawaii. Yeah, that question gets asked a lot since it's a rivalry game with the history that we've had, but it truly is just like another week.
That's not the way it was approached your freshman year, though, by the previous staff, that this was everything. I mean, that's how they approached these rivalry weeks, right? So.
Was that two years ago?
When Coach Hoke's staff, I mean,
Coach Hoke's
right?
staff.
They put so much emphasis on these games. How has that changed?
I mean, that was Coach Hoke's staff. This is a different staff with guys that came from the NFL. I think almost every one of them. So, yeah, it's different. Every week is a championship week, and Michigan State's the next championship game.
Eric said he talked to him and Kyle, maybe talked to some of the younger guys about not taking things for granted. Mm-hmm. You know, they were there and they played in 2013-14 up in East Lansing. You were on the team. Right. 2014 you didn't play, but you know, do you understand where they're coming from when they say that? You know what that felt like then, and not to take it for granted now in this situation?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's been our mindset. A bunch of guys, when Coach brings them up for wise words at the end of practice, offered, you know, the recurring theme of, like, don't take anything for granted. And guys on that my redshirt year, they truly understand that, because what we've got going now is special, and, you know, if we take our foot off the gas, that feeling will go away.
You weren't at that game in 2014, were you?
Was.
You
traveled every game, yeah.
What was that? What do you remember coming back from that? What was that like?
It was pretty embarrassing to go in there and then come back after getting smacked like that. But, you know, that's 2 years ago. Right. And last year was last year, and this is a completely new year, completely new team, and so we just have our own mindset going in.
Well, one thing that, you know, over the course of the season for develop, you've really been lauded for your consistency. What do you have to do to develop consistency as a quarterback?
Just chemistry with every single one on the you know, the offensive line, the wide receivers, the tight ends, the running backs, the fullbacks in our offense. Just knowing where they're going to be at all times, and knowing what I'm doing pre-snap every play. You know, I can't go into a game unsure of a play here or there. There's no room for that, and it's kind of been my focus.
Is wise words a recurring thing you guys do? What is that?
Yeah. So Coach, you know, picks one guy, whether it's once, twice, 3, 4 times a week, whatever we have time for, and, you know, just random. You know, if you know you had a good practice or you've been doing well, he'll call you up, and you just kind of pull something out.
Have you done that yet?
Yeah.
What were your wise words?
I've had 2. One of them was, you know, the race horses. They've got the horse blinders on, and that's for a reason. They don't, you know, worry about what's going on in the outside world. You know, what the media is saying. No offense to you guys, what the media is saying. What other coaches or other players are saying on Twitter. You know, they just worry about their own lane, and that was kind of my message to the team. I think it was during camp. Maybe it was early in the season. But yeah, that was one of mine.
Their secondary isn't what it was in its height. They've got some younger guys, some inexperience, and they're struggling, especially on third down. What do you see from them, the back end of their defense? I
see a lot of explosive players that are hungry. You know, the corners like to match, and they're fast, and their safeties are aggressive. So I'd imagine they're confident in their abilities to hang with our guys, and, you know, I'm confident in our guys' ability to get their job done. So it'll be fun.
Well, I know you. Everybody's saying the championship prep thing, but for you personally as a quarterback, is this maybe not the most important start, but I mean, can you kind of quantify it as far as, I mean, if you're going on the road, big rivalry game, your first start out there, is this up there in terms of importance?
Yeah, it's very important because it's the next game. I know that probably you guys get that answer every time, but that's literally it's the answer. Not that we're robots, but like if you guys were in this position, you'd probably think the same exact way. You know, yeah, Michigan State, we're in each other's backyards. Michigan State recruits guys that are on this roster, and Michigan recruits guys that are on Michigan State's roster, so we're familiar with each other. But you know, it's the biggest game and the biggest start of my life because it's the next one.
Having not grown up in this area, do you feel like maybe you can kind of desensitize yourself a little bit to the emotion, but to maybe some of the in-state guys, you know, have emotional ties to it? You being from Virginia, and you just look at it as a game.
Yeah, I mean, I try and do that with every game, but I can see how, you know, if we went back to Virginia and played, you know, University of Virginia, or we played at Virginia Tech, it might mean a little more something to me because that's in my backyard. But I think the guys on the roster that are from around here do a good job of compartmentalizing it and just, you know, not letting it get too big.
Jim said that the Illinois game was your best game of the season. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, probably would. I thought I was efficient. Went to all the right spots, with the exception of, you know, 1 or 2 or maybe 3. But you know, that 1, 2, or 3 could have been a lot of yards that I left out there. So and maybe a touchdown too. So a lot of room for improvement. But yeah, I felt probably best about that performance so far.
How much did re-examining your first 6 games, how much do you think that really helped?
Yeah, that bye week definitely helped. Excuse me. Be able to look at, you know, every pass that I did the first half of the year, see what I need to improve on, and then just keep that in the back of my mind, not only for Illinois but for Michigan State and the rest of the games moving forward.
You mentioned those intermediate throws. I think you did too after the game. What needed to change, I suppose, or get better in those situations? Because it seemed like guys were open.
Yeah.
Just the ball needed. Was it just that you just needed to deliver it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought there was a few times early in the year where I was aiming the ball,
Okay.
and that's quarterback's worst nightmare is when you're sitting back there with guys, you know, collapsing around you, and you're worried about, you know, aiming where the ball goes. Whether it's, you know, a 5-yard pass, 10-yard pass, or a deep ball, you just got to let it rip.
How do you change that then? What's the difference between aiming and delivering? Or
I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to explain, but you just drop back and you don't say, oh gosh, I need to put it right here or else it's going to be incomplete. You just let it rip. You know, no college quarterback is, you know, in college playing football because they aimed the ball growing up and playing quarterback their whole life. It's just they let it rip, and that was my focus from here on out.
Is it becoming more comfortable with all of the routes, all of the
Yeah.
playbook? Is that part of it too?
Definitely.
Just knowing where you're going with it?
Yeah, and just the more starts I get under my belt,
Right.
the more comfortable I was getting.
You said you watched is that literally every throw in the first 6 games?
Every throw,
And
yeah.
how long does that take to do that? And are you stopping?
Well, we've
it?
got it on the system where I can just go to
Just cut it.
get it all the cut-ups. The guys in there, Phil,
pretty
and all those guys help me, and I just have a list of however many throws it was right there, and I just press play, and it just rolls through it. And I'll rewind and stuff, but it didn't take too long.
Are you watching yourself more? Are you watching the receivers and where they're?
Everything. I watched it once through with
So it's
just
by hand?
Yeah, just on me, and then I went back to the beginning and did it again and wrote down notes of the entire gel of the play.
They haven't.
Harbaugh Fish ever in there with you to do that?
No.
And you say the theme would be stop aiming the ball and start just playing within the offense.
Yeah, and that's what I did. for Illinois.
Michigan State hasn't had the same success defensively this year, but knowing their scheme, is it important for you, or how important is it to get the ball out of your hands with the rush coming and put it in the right spots?
Yeah, they've got a bunch of good guys in the box. With their leader Riley Below, I think, or Mike. So that dude's an angry guy. He wants to get in the quarterback's kitchen every play. So I know I've got to get the ball out as quickly as possible. But in saying that, I'm confident in the big guys up front to give me time to find J.U. and Amara and Jake and the rest of the clan to get open.
I know you're trying to do your job. Can you speak to how you've been protected this year? Like 2 years ago, Eric was out there and Kyle played, and that was a rough day for those guys. They've come a long way in a short time, and now it seems like you're upright more than you're not.
Yeah, absolutely. The last staff, they catch a lot of blame, but we were young. Kyle and Eric are 2 years older, and Mason was a true freshman out there. So the growth and maturity with everyone helps a lot and leads to success.